Hey guys, this is Jordan, host of AlterElement Games, and today I'm going to do an overview on the latest Nintendo Direct that was on April 1st, 2015. Now, the first reveal for Nintendo Direct was Mewtwo and Lucas being now available in Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and for the 3DS. Apparently Mew is coming out on the 23rd, and early Nintendo Club registers will get him on the 15th of April. And Lucas will be available in June 23rd, I believe. I'll have a picture up and some links available so you can go ahead and see that. This is really good because a lot of fans wanted Mewtwo and Lucas back in the mix. I was quite a fan of Lucas. You know, I usually main with characters like Samus and Marth, but Lucas was a pretty fun time, especially in multiplayer brawls. Next up, we have the Amiibo Tap, which is some new device now with cards that you're able to use alongside with the Amiibo figures. Now this one seems a little strange, kind of in the card collection area. I don't know if this is gonna be a big hit or not. Maybe. I see figurines being more popular. It's more of a collectible and stuff like that. Cards may satisfy some collectors, but not all, you know. Also, it's the 30th anniversary of Super Mario with the Mario Maker that they announced with new features and just basically showing gameplay and other aesthetics like that, and it looked really good. They had a really fancy intro with Mario going through this huge anniversary worded level stage, which is pretty awesome to see. And I really want to try making my own levels within the Mario universe, switching back from 2D to 3D aspects. Next up, we have the Yoshi Woolly World, which is the new game that's coming up. It's kind of like Kirby's Epic Yarn, but with wool and yarn together, and in, you know, high HD, and it's for the Wii U. It looks really awesome, and you get the Amiibo Yoshi that's made out of yarn, and it looks awesome, man. I really like it. It doesn't really have the solid bottom that most Amiibos have, but if you go ahead and tap it on the Wii U pad, it still works. They still have the scanner on it, and it looks pretty good. And then lastly, there was a lot of montages and of indie games like Mutant Mud, Don't Starve, and just other games like that were just featured for the beginning part of the video. There was a lot of good, you know, there's a lot of noticeable games in there, but not too noticeable. And after that, they went to Splatoon and showed some more gameplay, more features, showed that single player has its own story and has its own length, and new multiplayer modes, and just different types of game types that's within Splatoon. One-on-one matches, take over certain, not periods, but territories with your paint, which is really interesting. It kind of reminds me of graffiti off of Tony Hawk. And lastly, they were talking about more stuff with Amiibos, with Mario Kart, and the 200cc being featured in Mario Kart, which brings speed, like extreme speed, like F-Zero speed to Mario Kart finally, which looks pretty awesome. That means you're gonna have to master techniques like fire hopping and curves and drifting as best as you can. I'm not really good at it yet, but it kind of reminds me of mixing F-Zero with the Crash Bandicoot or Crash Team Racing aspect into it. So it looks really fun. I'm gonna have to pick that up when it comes out. I believe the download is free for 200cc, so it's looking up. It's looking great for right now. And I don't know if I'm missing anything else in that. Oh right, the actual Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei crossover that's coming out. They showed a trailer for that and the new Fire Emblem. How could I forget that? That was like the biggest announcement, you know? It looks really promising as you have two sides in the new Fire Emblem, a more complicated side and a more just heroic side for the casuals, and a more complicated side with more decisions and more consequences as you go along in the story. It takes a while to figure things out in Fire Emblem. I'm not the greatest Fire Emblem player, but I respect the genre, and it looks really awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And that crossover between Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei, that looks incredible. Like summons, and the gameplay kind of looks like Persona mixed with Fire Emblem, so that's like a healthy mix right there. I wonder what type of, like, will it have dungeon crawling? Will it have a linear path? Will it have an open world path? Because I've seen a lot of hub stations and a lot of boards and areas that you can walk around in and talk to people. So it's like kind of mixing reality with fantasy, and that's another promising thing that I'm seeing from this crossover and the new Persona. Alright guys, so that's basically it for the Nintendo Direct. It was informative. Some parts were exciting, very informative. I really wanted to see Star Fox news, since we already got news that Zelda's being pushed back into 2016. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Just more reinforcement on their newer games that are coming out, and that crossover news, which is pretty exciting. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about this new Nintendo Direct. I'll also have a Mortal Kombat roster thing, roster reveal, and my thoughts on that, and especially with the Jackson Briggs family. I'm a huge fan of that. It looks like the story between him, Jackson, and his daughter is going to be pretty awesome. So for right now, yeah, everything's looking good, and thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, please. And as always, Cafe LA, peace and love. I'm out of here.
AlterElement Games, where gameplay is everything.